Greetings, fellow traveler. I was just tapping into the vast collective consciousness of the wilderness by becoming one with a patch of moss. Turning over a new leaf, you might say. You look surprised to see me, but I suspect that's not the only surprise in store. The wood nymphs told me you have a question about an important resolution coming up. Follow me back to camp. There's a pot of mushroom tea waiting for you, and we shall consult the cards. Beautiful. Let's parse these out one at a time. The topic for this reading is a reversed Six of Pentacles. This card signifies a balanced approach and priorities, especially financial. When reversed, it can signify an ill-fated deal, and perhaps one that is manipulative or disadvantageous. This may be a false act of charity, or an exploitative arrangement meant to look kind when it actually worsens the recipient's troubles. This is what we shall endeavor to expose today. What crosses you is the Fool reversed. The Fool is the first card of the tarot and the marker of new beginnings and blissful ignorance. When reversed, it can mean a sudden sense of apprehension or wariness of a situation that pitches itself as novel but begins to feel suspiciously familiar. You have misgivings about the finalizing of this agreement. You find yourself laden with doubt about a fresh start, but the fresh start is coming, one way or another. The root of the situation is the Ace of Wands. Aces are power cards, the distilled essence of their suit, and wands are associated with fire, spring, and transformation, or in this deck they are more associated with wind and motion and movement. As previous cards have indicated, change is coming, and now is the time to take action rather than rest on idle hands or dawdle. In the past, you have fallen under the influence of a reversed star. The star is our source of hope, a shining light in the darkness of the night. Its reversed meaning indicates disappointment, despair, and a loss of faith. Perhaps this new beginning comes just as your hope for better days was waning, and not a moment too soon. A reverse star in this position is an acknowledgement of this past stress and an encouragement to look forward with excitement rather than dwell on the sense of heaviness. What crowns you is the Ten of Swords, a potentially distressing sign indeed. This is the card of abrupt and tragic endings, betrayal, and unexpectedly negative outcomes. Normally, this is a card that should invite great caution in proceeding. However, much like Death and the Tower, no card is universally bad. In relation to the other cards and positions in this spread, this may simply signify that this new beginning has emerged from an unfortunate ending, not that it is doomed to one of its own. Ah, you see, that's better. In your future is the Ten of Pentacles. As pentacles often represent coins, this card is a sign of wealth, success, and a happy and well-secured home. Although there have been doubts in the past, and your current opportunities may have arisen from strife, you may rest assured that the future is bright. The road ahead is paved with strong foundations and brighter days. Yourself in this situation can be represented by the Eight of Wands. This is the card of swift progress and rapid development. You are encouraged to meet these new changes with a flurry of action. You are on the right track. You must not slow your pace. What surrounds you or those in your vicinity is a reversed Five of Cups. This is a card of mourning and regret, but its reverse position indicates moving forward and setting aside the disappointments of the past. Those around you may have suffered a recent failure, but the cards indicate that it is time for them to move on. The world around you is entering a healing phase, and if you are in a position to guide those people, you should encourage them to follow your lead and not be burdened by their previous hardships. Your hopes and fears are represented by a reversed Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is the symbol of the ever-changing tides of luck and fate. Its reversed position here indicates that you may be fretting about the possibility of your luck running out, or that the winds of fortune might not keep up with your increased pace. However, the rest of the spread seems to indicate that you should try to set aside these fears. Now is not the time for hesitation. The final outcome in this situation is the Page of Wands. Brace yourself for exhilaration, because this card is often associated with a messenger bearing good news. This page is the champion of the unexpected and a sign of adventure and youthful exploration. If it seems you've been too long in stagnation, get ready for a change of pace, because the winds of change are blowing in your direction. The initial card suggested a question about whether or not an upcoming deal was ill-fated or in bad faith, and crossed with the wariness of new beginnings. But the rest of the spread has firmly dictated that hesitation would not be helpful here. Whatever is coming to an end, let it end. Do not be suspicious of new opportunities. Spring is right around the corner. The frost is melting, the birds are chirping, and it is time to begin a new journey. You needn't doubt nor slow your pace or search for similarities to past defeats. It is time to move on. You are ready. Let's begin. Today's reading was brought to you by the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Scott Murphy and Melanie Marquise, a delightful witch I've had the pleasure of meeting, and I do draw on her particular interpretations when reading with her cards. Additional images used for comparison were from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Wild Unknown, and the Wildwood Tarot. All images used appropriately within the Fair Use Clause of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. No moss was harmed in the making of this video. There will be 9 other readings with this deck in this set before I move on to other formats, decks, and topics. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my Patreon, where you may purchase additional content and services. I may do other activities on this channel at a future date, such as rune readings and spell work. Come back and join us if you'd like to see more. And as always, good luck and safe travels.